Hey guys, how are you? It's Ricardo. Welcome back after a really long hiatus. First of all, I want to say apologies if you see my face sweating. We're in the middle of a heat wave in London town. It's very hot. Also, if I leave the windows open, you'll hear lots of traffic. So that's why I'm closing it just for this video and I'm going to sweat it out. I just want to apologise for the long break. One of the reasons, and if I'm being honest, why I haven't done one, I just got a bit lost. I felt as though the videos weren't in real alignment. I was thinking a lot about it. I was thinking maybe some people weren't understanding a lot of it, especially from the second video. So I just thought, you know what, we'll reboot, start again. When you fall, you get back up. I want to incorporate more fun videos as well and just share a little bit of my life and just kind of hopefully still got the same purpose that I'm helping people, because that's one of the reasons why I want to do that. And if it inspires someone, that's amazing. So we'll see what happens. So we'll watch this space and we'll grow together, because that's what life's all about. So thank you for that. So what I'm talking about today is about being sensitive. So that is to the essence of who I am, and I wish I wasn't like that, but it's just the way I am. I wish I didn't care as much, but I do care, and it's just who I am. So some people warm to it, some people don't. I sometimes get into differences with people because of it, but it's who I am. So, but I'm going to today hopefully share some tools with you that has helped me get through difficult times with being overly sensitive. And I honestly think when I look back at it, I think I'm a little bit too sensitive for this world, because I feel a lot of pain as well, but that's just the way it is. So one of the things I'm going to share with you is when something bad happens, or someone doesn't respond to your texts, or it doesn't go to according to plan. In that moment, it's not always about you, and that's really difficult to try and understand. It's about the other individual and what they're going through. What you need to learn from that is to take a step back and just understand it's not always about you. So I think that also, when you detach yourself from that situation or step back and have a helicopter view of things, I think that really helps. So, but on a positive note, when people are really sensitive, you have a lot of love and you have a lot of nurture to give. And I think that can be a real defining moment in some people's lives, to have someone that is sensitive and loving and oozes love, because sometimes someone needs that. So it does come with its perks as well. But don't get too beat down when things don't go according to plan, because it's all of these things happen is to teach you something. And when you're in the middle of a storm, I know it's very difficult to try and understand that, but when you look back in hindsight, you're going to realise there was a lesson there. And if you don't get the lesson, that's absolutely fine, because the universe has this wonderful thing of basically it's going to teach you the same lesson again. It's just going to look differently. So all of these things, like, you're never on the wrong path. As much as it might be confusing to realise that, but you're not on the wrong path. You're just you're gonna experience something differently until the universe is aligned, and then it realises those points come closely together, and then you go ahead and you go to your next point of journey. I hope that all makes sense. Because when I'm talking about it and speaking into the video, I think, is this coming across correctly? But fingers crossed it is. So bear with me, all these things. But you can always comment and go on Twitter and ask me questions if that helps, or if you're confused about it. And I know my friends that are watching are going to be WhatsApping me, so it's all good. Happy to share and teach and learn all together. And then afterwards, I think to myself, well, next time I'll speak about it in a certain way. So. Yeah, so that's the thing. Being sensitive, it's okay. You have a lot of love to give. You are going to be you're going to be hurt by certain different things, but in order to not let it get to you, first of all, just take it in, process it, take a step back. Afterwards, time is a great healer with those things. It's going to help you understand what went on with those things. So you will eventually get there. Okay, some tips for sensitive people and what it can help. And this isn't to do with, the tips that I'm going to tell you isn't to do it about scenario based, it's just different practices that you can do, which I think will help you. I always say we're spiritual beings having a human experience. I got it from, like, RuPaul says it a lot, but I totally believe that. If you listen to a lot of the things he says, he's very, very spiritual. I think it's really important to always connect to nature. So if I'm at work and there's a stressful situation, or I've got a lot of things on in my break, on my lunch break, I normally go for a walk in the park, and that always recenters me. So if I don't go for a walk through a park, or if you're nearby water, I would connect to one of the elements. So I'll go for a walk by the river, or by a fountain, or something like that, or walk along the canal, just so that I can de-stress. It's important to get lots of sleep. It's important to read, not to have too much television. I think that helps. Meditate. Yoga's a great thing as well. I'm fortunate now, sometimes they have like a yoga channel that I see on TV that I sometimes practice, so I'm just only done one session, so I'm by no means like a professional or anything like that, but meditation really helps me. I meditate every single day. You can go on YouTube and just find lots of different meditations to do, but I think all of those tools and practices rather help you to adapt to different situations where you're going to react slightly differently, because that's just the way you're wired, and you feel more and you hurt more. So that's one of those things, because I used to cry at every moment, and when I was a lot younger, everything was very traumatic for me. And then only as I started to grow up and realise, and when I became more spiritual, I realised that I didn't care as much, and I was moving forward, but also I had a lot of tools behind me and I'm very willing and open and wanting to learn from different situations that have kind of hurt me, or I reacted badly from it, because then when something similar comes along, or it has the same sort of feel, I feel I'm able to deal with it. That said, if I come across a situation where I'm not able to understand it or anything, I have the tools, I either turn around and say to the person, I don't have the tool or the strength to deal with this, but I'm going to be really honest here. Do you know sometimes what I do? I walk away. And that also can anger some people. So, but that's just for me right now, and that's one of the tools that I'm working on, because obviously people want to communicate with one individual, but when you walk away, and that's not necessarily in a physical sense, you walk away, I'll either like, well, I can't continue this telephone conversation, or I won't respond on a text message. But that's because in that moment, I'm honestly scared that if I kind of let loose and have this verbal diarrhea, I'm going to regret something I didn't say. So that's why I operate on a rule, and this just works for me, and I'm only sharing it. I take a step back, and with either 24 hours later or a couple of some time has passed, I go back and approach the situation, and I often tell the person, I'm very sorry, at that particular moment in time, this is what I was feeling, I wasn't able to respond back to you. And so that's one of the tools that I do. But as a sensitive individual, you have a lot of love to give, you have a lot of nurture. This world needs a lot of love right now, with lots of horrible things that are going on in the world. So you are valued. I know sometimes it can be really difficult for you guys, and I'm speaking to myself here, and we can get really down by just being born sensitive and just being who we are. So you just have to work at it, because if you go on a spiritual journey, or you're going on some sort of journey where you're improving and you're becoming a better version of yourself, you're gonna come across really difficult times. Just like doing this video, I had to stop and start a few times, and I was like, what is my purpose here? What am I trying to tell you guys? But hopefully it's coming through clearly. But if it's not, feel free to message me on Instagram or even on Twitter, and I'll hopefully have a clearer example of what I'm talking about. But that's ultimately what I wanted to share with you. You have a lot of love to give. If you want to improve from that and be a better version of yourself, those things can help. So that's what I wanted to share. So we'll wait for our next video and see what happens, and I'll see what topics coming up. Right now this is all very fresh because I'm starting off new. I've recorded some other videos, but I wasn't really happy about them, so I've kind of pushed them to the side a little bit. But what I am going to focus on is just being consistent with everything, because in order to get where I'm going, you have to be consistent and you have to keep on pushing forward when it's difficult. And one of the reasons why I took such a huge break is because I felt I wasn't aligned. For whatever reason, I just thought that I couldn't do it. I just had a lot of doubt. But I know within me, this is one of the things that I want to do, and I enjoy doing it. So this is what you have to do. You have to nurture those natural things and abilities that you have within you to get you to where you're going. I know for myself that being stuck in an office is not where I want to be ultimately. So all of these kind of different things that I'm doing at the moment, and I'm working on different stuff. I'm still designing my t-shirts, and I'm still working on being providing help to other individuals through just spirituality and positivity. I'm going to continue doing that, so because that is going to ultimately set me free and to get me to where I need to go. So thank you so much for watching. It's a difficult one for me to record, but I'm glad I seem to have got through the end of it. So hopefully there's going to be more to come. So hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day or whatever you're doing. It's absolutely boiling in London. I'm going to enjoy the sun. Take care, and I'll see you soon.